I want to know about the NIL deal.
Not yet.
I was doing a radio show the other day. We had a commercial break. Your commercial came on. How cool is that?
Oh, that's
Long
awesome.
Snapper has an NIL, and it's not like you and like 10 other guys. It's just you.
No,
How cool is that?
It's awesome. So they approached me, like Green and Sons approached me about it. Like the guys that on the track company, Bill Green's his name, great guy, like awesome. I went and met with him and stuff. It's like, hey, like I had this idea. He goes, like, I've seen all this NIL stuff, but he goes, I saw your like Twitter thing about you coming back, and I love the Tommy Boy reference. It's like, I think he was like, I had a great idea about like a joke to put. And he goes, I see all these NIL deals, and it's like, it's just like so and so endorsing a product. He goes, this one kind of has a tagline, and that's why I was all for it, because like you play off the 7th year, you're buying a product like a tractor that you got to get it to last. So it ended up being a perfect deal, and I loved it. And it's been great work with those guys.
What model did you get? I mean, did you get a tractor out of the deal?
Sadly, no, I didn't get a tractor, but I did get to take a picture next to one. So that was a good moment.
It was a cash transaction.
I'm not going to disclose anything, but
What brand of brake pads did it have?
I didn't know any brake
Callahan?
pads. Sadly, no Callahan. They didn't make it.
If you actually got a tractor, would you do anything with it?
I would definitely drive a tractor around for fun.
Just drive around for fun?
Just drive around for fun. Growing up, my cousin, so Robinson's my last name, but my entire mom's side was born and raised in Italy. So like my grandparents, both of them came to America when they were like 20. So grew up, they have an acre with a garden, and then I have another cousin who has a ton of property and a tractor. So like growing up as a kid, like we'd always just drive around as kids in a tractor, because like you didn't have a driver's license, so you thought driving was like the coolest thing in the world. So definitely would take me back to my childhood.
Like Kate Stover.
Yeah. I mean, Cade, that's why it's like, I actually asked him, I was like, you guys didn't want to approach like Cade Stover. Like, it goes home on weekends in the summer and helps out at the family farm. They're like, no, we got this joke. Like, it's going to be great. It's going to be perfect.
Yeah, he's not a Kubota guy anyway.
No.
He's a meat guy.
Brad, but what's more intriguing to me, even than despite the commercials, how well you do the commercial. How much did you practice for that, or you feel like you're sort of a natural
so
in that read kind of thing?
So what was nice is I think it took like 3 or 4 takes, and they like blended it together. Like I think most of it's one take, and I think maybe like if I mess it apart, they like match together. The problem was I was talking too fast the first 2 times, and they're like, and the guy like behind the counter is like, just slow down a little bit, just slow down, like enunciate. So I was like, but it only took like 3-4 times max. So it was pretty quick and easy.
See, I disagree here. The thing that I find most intriguing is Deere, Massey, or Case. If you had to have a tractor, John Deere, Massey, Ferguson, Case IH.
I'm a Kubota man, dude.
Okay.
Wow.
But we know
the weeds here.
back to what you actually do on the field, not what you wish you could do in a field. Has it thrown off your rhythm to have Seibert playing in the defensive secondary? We know he's been there a little bit during camp. Has it thrown off your rhythm to still be going to Ruggles but not have Seibert back there?
Not really. I miss him a lot. Like Jake was a guy that I hosted him on his official visit, and like we were really close. We brought in, like we're still close. So I do miss having him in the room as much. But it's funny because like all camp long, when we knew he was getting team reps, all the specialists would go line up on the sideline and just hype him up. I would talk trash to the receivers that he was going against. He's actually done like pretty well, and like he's picked it up quickly and stuff because he's a good athlete. But I do miss him, but hasn't really affected like rhythm and stuff like that.
Where do you get better in the off season at your position? What's the to-do list?
I mean, the thing about being a long snapper is it looks a lot different to me than it does to you guys, of how like I'm pretty hard on myself, but like I can, like, there's no such thing as a perfect snap. You'll never achieve it in my mind. It's not possible. It can always be better, and consistency is the hardest part. And what's good is I got to spend a week in San Diego this summer with like 15, 20 like NFL specialists, like, and I was the only college guy. These are all guys that are 4 to 5 year veterans. Like Matt Prater's I'm really close with Matt Prater. He's a 16-year veteran kicker and stuff. I knew him when he was with the Lions, but then I was with Joe Cardona, who's a Patriot snapper for 8 years, 2-time Super Bowl champion. Like, and you kind of just get to like what, even not just the snappers, but like the kickers and punters, because being a specialist is so mental. It's been great to like pick up on just like what have they learned in their 15 years in the NFL doing it at the highest level. It's been great. I talked to Liam before camp. He's crushing it with the Falcons. I talked to Drew the other night after his tackle and stuff. So it's like that's what I try to do. I try to absorb these guys that have moved past, like, this is an insanely high level, but they have moved past that. It's like, what have they done, and like what do they do to keep them like going? Because one of those things, like, you can't get complacent. You got to always find something. And Jake McQuaid played here, and he was actually at spring practice, but I've been back and forth like texting with him for a couple years now. And the one thing he told me, he goes, every day I go on the practice field, he goes, I pick one thing to get better at, like one thing to work on. He goes, you can't ever fix more than one thing. And that dude's been in the league for 12 years doing it, so I'm gonna trust what he says, and I kind of just try to go with that mindset and pick one thing each day. And it's like I said, it's like I can always be better. It can always be a better snap.
So when you graded what you did last year,
Mhm.
were you not satisfied, or did you feel like you did the job to?
I did the job, but I can always, like that's one of the things, like I can always be better. Like I'll be happy with like a performance, but then after a game I'll be like, I'm happy with this game or I'm not happy with this game. But then Sunday comes and I'll go on the film and I'll be like, okay, I'll look this, and and especially like when it comes to films, like I don't even just look at snaps. I'm like, I look at coverage and stuff because it's part of my job as a snapper. Is I have to snap first, that's the job, and then like I have to cover, and it's like, what could I have done here differently? Like what could have gone on here? So it's like I try to be really hard on myself, and it's a balance too, because it's like you do have to reward yourself for the good games and stuff, like the Rose Bowl, obviously a good game and stuff. Like you have to reward yourself for those games, but it's like I always just figure out, like I nitpick, and I'm like what can I do better? And that's part of the reason I get a relationship with Coach Fleming, because of that, because I've been with him for 5 years. And like I rarely get confidence from him, but I don't expect that because we have such a good relationship. It's like he'll come at me hard, and I'm fine with that because he knows me well enough that he goes, I'll respond to that. So it's like it's been great like having him, and I want him to like come at me hard and like and be strict about it because I'm just trying to get better every single day.